Good morning. Well, it's pouring out, and so I've decided to take safe haven in the barn. Look, hang on now, let me just flick it around. Just look at the rain. You probably can't see that, but I'll flick you around here now. Oh, now look at this. Isn't it marvelous? You know, there's nothing as pretty as cows on camera. So anyway, well now, I'm going to tell you what, I'll bring you back here. What a week, what a week. My God, I'll tell you. So, okay, last week we had the show. It was a tremendous time. You know, there was a lot of wonderful uh, musicians. A lot of people came. It was sold out. It was sold out both nights, even though it didn't. We weren't allowed to sell out at the time that I sold tickets. So for that, we were well sold out. Thank God. And a little bit more. I added a few more, if I'm honest. So thank you so much for coming out. We had a great time. And anyway, and it flew by, and so it sold out across the island as well. It's exciting, isn't it? I never thought the first second anyone would come out and see me out in Clarenville, Gander, Grand Falls, Windsor, or Corner Brook, and yes, yeah, they're coming. Thank God. It was only a miracle. Anyway, let me show you how pretty the cows are. Yes, look, see, there you go. Now, this is a new barn, actually. When I grew up, it wasn't nearly as expensive as this. We had, in our early years, we had 40 cows. And then it expanded to 75. And then when Dad passed, the boys took over the farm and they decided. I got up this morning, by the way, and did myself up, went out into the rain and said, I must find shelter. And I was like Mary on the donkey now, only not pregnant and certainly not having Jesus. But anyway, I found a barn, is what I'm saying. I probably could have cut to the chase right there and told you I just found the barn stable. And anyway, but now, so when Dad died, the boys said, no, we'll build a bigger barn, and see if we can make a go of it, and they have. And just look how beautiful it is. There you go. Cows are pretty. So anyway, it was a great week. We had a great time at the show. Many people who came to the show watched the videos. Thank you for that. And thank you for coming to the show. Uh, so this week, tomorrow is Thanksgiving in the States. Isn't that marvelous? And I wonder if anyone, has spent Thanksgiving in the States and have had the pumpkin pie and that tradition. I know that's become our tradition now too, I think. But mainly in the States, and you see the frontiers and the pumpkin pie and the little pictures of the first sort of whatever. Anyway, the Thanksgiving pumpkin pie, the very first time I ever had it was when I went to visit my friend Kathleen uh, down in Florida, Mom and I. Mom said, I don't think I like pumpkin pie. And I said, Mom, we're going to have this smiling. She said, yeah, no. And so anyway, out came the pumpkin pie the size of a hubcap. And she also made apple pie from scratch. And anyway, Mom said, I'll have just a little bit now. And so anyway, Kathleen sliced her off a chunk. And I said, if you don't need it, I'll eat it. It was that sort of whisper back and forth, hoping they wouldn't hear. And anyway, but they're very clever women. Kathleen is 90 this year and very smart. And anyway, so Mom tore into the pumpkin pie, darling, just like it was chocolate cake. Oh, how gorgeous was it? And it was. And so was the apple. Uh, the apple pie. Oh my God, I'm telling you what. So anyway, happy Thanksgiving to those people in the States, to all of us, really. We are neighbors, and happy Thanksgiving to all of us. And as important in my mind is that Black Friday is tomorrow. That means sales. Now, listen to me when I tell you. Uh, many people, many businesses sponsored my show. I'm going to put up a post later today of those businesses because Black Friday, we should shop local and let's do that and support those people who supported the arts. Thank you for that. But anyway, Black Friday is a big deal. Now, I will tell you that in the past, I have gone shopping down in the States for Black Friday, me and mom. And mom was never really torn up about it. You know, she thought, oh, it's going to be too busy. And how big are the sales going to be? I don't know if I'm going. And anyway, one year Betty came with us, my Aunt Betty. And I said, Betty, I thought we might go out shopping Black Friday. She said, oh, yes. Yeah, no, I'm going. Mom said, she said, are you going, Betty? She said, oh, yes. Yeah, no, I'm going. She said, if there's room for them, there's room for me. And she was right. We went out, and I'm telling you what a time, what deals. Oh my God, it was extraordinary. So anyway, Black Friday has always been a very special time in my life. And you know, as I was telling a story last night about years ago. One of these days, by the way, these stories are going to run out, and there'll be no more videos. I think that might be coming soon. Because it's hard to find a nice story to talk about. But anyway, last night I was talking about mom years ago. Mom had a couple of faces, many faces actually. She could take someone off, no trouble. Oh God, this sort of carry on. My dear, Mrs. Bott, she's the one who taught me to do that. Edison smokes like a pig. That's who taught me how to do Mrs. Bud. And it's perfect to the world, my dear, inside and out. So she had many voices and many faces. And from a very young age, we would all go to Mass together. And this era thing keeps slipping out. I'm sorry for that. We would all go to Mass together. Mom would do us up, me and Kelly, like little dolls. And anyway, we were as sweet as anything you ever saw, little pigtails, and but Kelly and I were a little tiny bit uh, mischievous, we'll say that. Other people would say anti something, but anyway, we'll say mischievous. And so we'd be playing on the pew behind her because the homily didn't go quite on. Long, 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 long homilies. And so anyway, she and I would be playing with our dolls and that sort of thing. And people around would say to Mom, sweet, aren't they sweet? There. Look, hang on, I'll give it a little turn around. There's the family. God bless. Anyway, they they would say, "Oh God, they're sweet, sweet little children." Mom would say, and then she'd turn around to us like this. When I get you home, it was a mouth. I'm going to kill you when I get you home. And so we'd be good then for another little while, and then we'd stare. And Mom would turn around, give us the eye again. And so anyway, when when I was about 15, I think. My end station, Uncle Jim, her name was Anastasia. But uh, anyway, we always called her Anastasia. And so Anastasia and Uncle Jim, Anastasia, they were always a little bit sort of grand. And anyway, that's the tractor there now. They were a bit grand, and Mom was sort of always kind of putting off because Mom always believed this: her children were the best. And that is the truth. You can ask anyone. Her children are the best. Her own duck is the yellowest. My Johnny is never out of step. It's the rest of them. And so anyway, Mom was telling Aunt Stacia, oh, my children never argue. And we didn't, actually. We never argued. But at this very moment in time, Kelly and I were stood toe to toe in the back of the sort of hall arguing about a t-shirt or a shirt or something like this, and stood toe to toe looking at each other like this and saying, oh, it's about, and this sort of thing in a full-fledged argument while Mom was out explaining how we never argue. And so in essence we were making a show of Mom. And so Mom then came into the hall Just when she found out what was going on, she said, "Oh, just excuse me for 1 second, and Stace, I'll just be right back. Sit down there, and I'll be right back." And so Mom came into the hall and started grinding her teeth. She said, "You get down over them stairs before I kill you." It was all this sort of thing under a breath. Did your mom do this as well? Is the question. Did your mom say, "I'm going to kill you. You just try it again, honey. I'll kill you." That's right. It's like the time at McDonald's when we were mocking Mom. And she said, "You get out and mark a rock, honey, and you'll know. Put the date on it. You'll know this was the last time you came to McDonald's with me." It was that sort of thing. Did your mom do that? This is my question for you, because Mom certainly did. And I remember years ago, Crosby used to uh, correct. Oh, did you ever correct your mother? Crosby used to correct Mom. And so when the company left, and it could have been Anastasia again, I don't know. When the company left, Mom took Crosby by the ear and you pulled him up like this. And she said, "Now you listen here, my boy." And when she said that, you knew, oh, this is business. She said, "You listen here, my boy. Don't you ever hear me correcting you. Let me hear you correcting me again. Not in company, not period." And that was the end of that. He said, "Yes, Mom." And so anytime Mom would say, "Darla, you remember that?" "Oh, yes, we remember." And whether we remembered it or not, we agreed. Like, even in later years, God rest her, God bless her, I still wish she was still here. Even in later years, she'd say, "Sheila, you remember?" "Oh, yes, I remember, Mom." "Yeah. Mm. Oh, yes." Whether I was there or not, I'd say, "Yes, that's right. You told me about that. I remember that. Oh, yes, very clearly." Let me give you another little look at the cows. Now, if I go down too far in the barn, uh, the Wi-Fi goes off, and so, or not the Wi-Fi, rather, bell kicks out. So anyway, before I leave you, Ray called me last week, and he said, "Sheila, got a little story." I said, "Yeah." And so anyway, he told me, and I know the people, God bless them. They were married for 35 years, and they were going through a bit of a drought, in the bedroom. And so they thought, well, we'll go to the doctor, and we'll see what can bring this along. And so they got this handy little pill, a tablet. And he said, "Well, we'll try it out." And so they did. They tried it out. And the next morning, he woke up and said, "Oh my God, what a wonderful night of bliss, love, and caressing, and all these things, and love making, and just felt so wonderful and renewed after it." And so anyway, the wife, I suppose, feeling, rejuvenated, said to the husband, said, "Darling, last night was beautiful. Now, this morning, I wonder, would you like me to maybe make some bacon and eggs? A little bit of fresh toast? I can certainly do that for you." He said, "You know what? I'm not one bit hungry." He said, "No," he said, "I won't have that now." And anyway, didn't he? And the next thing, lunchtime, she said, "Darling, what about now? What about a nice, I'll get up and make a nice sandwich, or a nice a soup and sandwich, just to have something for lunch." And he said, "I don't know." He said, "It must be the pill. I don't know what's wrong." But he said, "You know what? I'm just not one bit hungry." No. And so anyway, didn't eat again. Supper time came. She said, "Now, darling, Kevin, honey, what about it? A nice steak. And I'll make a baked potato, a steak, and a salad, and maybe a little bit of shrimp. Something will bring your appetite back." And he said, "I don't know." He said, "It has to be the pill that I'm just not hungry." She said, "Any chance you could roll off and I could get up and get a bite? I'm starving." I know, it's terrible, isn't it? Anyway, listen to me now. Next week, I'm going to be in Clarenville, not California, Clarenville. And anyway, we're doing the show next Wednesday night. So really, a week from last night. And new tickets have been added right across because we sold out across the island, and we've added some new tickets because it was sort of restricted seats, but now we've opened up a few more. So if you're looking to get some seats, or if you know someone in these areas, tell them. Tell them that there's some seats added, and I got a beautiful show coming out your way. And it's going to be Joe Tompkins and I, and so it's an intimate evening, but it's going to be a fun evening, gorgeous. So next week I'm going to come to you live from Clarenville. I hope to see you next Thursday morning. I hope you have a wonderful week. Love to you. I'm signing off from the barn. Look at the bars. Oh, hang on, I'll show you. 1 second now. Just a second. There's a little cow. I know. We call that a calf. Sweet little thing. Just born. All right. Love to you. Have a wonderful week. You're wonderful people.